Greetings, star seeds and lightworkers. Ava here, and today we have a question for DiYeena from one of our viewers named Julie, and her topic is around light language. I'm going to go ahead and read her question, which is so great, and I'm sure we have others in our community here that can relate to this question as well. She says, I want to connect using light language, and I feel the pull. But it seems as though what comes out of my mouth is just gibberish. It doesn't sound like a language like others I hear speaking the language of light. Am I putting my mind into it too much? Maybe think less and just let it flow? I feel like I'm intuitively answering my own question as I sit here and write this. Laughing out loud. Any insights would be greatly appreciated. All right, Julie, we're going to go ahead and answer this question. I'm sure DiYeena is excited to have this as the topic. So we're just going to go ahead. I'm going to go out and I'm going to put you in touch with the Pleiadians. Here we go. This is DiYeena of the Pleiadian Family, and we are so grateful and happy to be back here bringing the love. You see, we love to bring the love, and this is such a great opportunity, you see, here to talk with all of you and to talk with you in the language of English when we are so used to speaking in the light language of light, you see. And so this is a very, very at-home question for us, you see. It is a very feeling of at home, you see, which it is for all of you, you see. And this is really the intricate weaving of creation, you see, because the language of light is really the way that we all know within our deepest places the essence of what it means to connect with each other, you see. And this is the way that we connect, you see. And so it is literally activating when you are speaking what you would consider light language, when you are hearing it and you say, oh, some sounds like this and some sounds like this. And then how can they both be the same? You see, how can they both be light language? You see, if it is one universal language. So you see, you get your mind in the head and you get all confused, you see. And this is the problem with the humans, you see, you go up here too much, you see. And so this is why we like to come in more often, you see, because then we can help you to get back into the right frequency of the heart, you see, where it makes more sense because you're not trying to make sense, you see. This is really the joke today. So we say this, and what we're saying is this is the one place where we come together, where we know we are in the communion with all. And specifically with each other. So when you are speaking or hearing a language of light, as you call it, you see, what you are hearing is the deepest place of the seed sounds of creation. And when you are tapping into the seed sounds of creation, what you are hearing and receiving and vibrating at, because you are hearing specific frequencies, sound waves are forming, you see, and that is activating certain places within the DNA and within all of creation, you see, starting with your own being, you see, and resonating outward, you see, and inward. It is both direction, multidirectionality, infinitely in both directions, you see. You think you get to the smallest place, you think your scientists have figured out how small to go? Guess what? It goes even deeper, infinitely deeper and infinitely expansive, you see. And so what you're tapping into then is the seed sounds of this movement of the infinite. And it is so deep in your souls. It is your soul knowing, your cell knowing is so accurate here. That this is why you cannot put any words to it. You say, well, I just feel it in my bones, or I just feel it in my gut or my heart. And there is just a deep knowing. It is this place. It is this place where you are really tuning into the depth of your essence. Your depth of your essence of life, you see. And the seed of life, you see. And so when you are in a circuitry of life, this is the key word, circuitry. Remember this word, circuitry, because this is where it all flows from and to. You see, so when you are in a circuit with another through the light language, where you have a receptor, a giver and a receiver, right? And it is flowing through both receptacles, you see. It is going in a flow, you see. When it is going in a flow like this, what is happening is that there is a circuitry of creation being formed, you see, and activated with the sound and the light, you see. And so what is happening is you are literally creating with another. You are in the frequency of creation itself. Isn't it fascinating? So it goes to the very essence of who you are as a creator. You see, we like to put this outside ourselves, like there is only one creator and we are all just these little puppets on the show, you see. And you see, anyone can have their perspectives, you see, and they are all valid. You see, we're not invalidating any perspective here. But what we are saying is that it is also that you are a part of this creator itself, you see, are part of the creation and creator, you see. Meaning that it is both. You are a part of this flow, infinitely so. And without anything in the way of that, you see. Including any kind of dogmas, you see. So this is really the essence of what is happening when you are speaking or hearing the light language, you see. So what about those of you who are wanting to talk it? Or are feeling the pull, as the question is, you see. This is such a sweet question, you see. It is such a sweet question because I can feel in the essence of it of not wanting to mess it up, or not wanting to get it wrong, or not wanting to dishonor anything, or to not, there's just this feeling underneath it, right? And what we'll say to that is we can understand all of you light beings and star seeds who are so connected and committed to your role as the bringers of the light, that you are really making sure that you are not going to mess it up by accidentally letting a little bit of the dark slip in somehow that you are unaware of, you see. And some of you are so careful in all these ways. And you have to understand that it is all of it. You are all of it. So it is not to be so concerned about the flow, because the light and the dark exist together, you see. And so this is why you have certain people that hear the light language from a particular channel or a particular being, and they say, that is not the light language, you see. It does not feel good, you see. Or something like this, you see. And it may be true that it does not feel good, it does not resonate. And this goes back to harmonics of creation and how you can have certain vibrations that are in a certain resonance or discord depending on your own frequency and what is you're being attuned to. You know, so there are all kinds of the play. You see, and so it is not that the light language itself is necessarily bad or evil, you see, although there are those out there that are calling light language and are speaking with not a pure intent. And so that is for you and your heart to turn and discern. But if you feel a pure intent and a pure heart, guess what? And especially if it is from you, pure heart and pure intent, and you are communicating in this way, it is from love. And this is the key essence, you see. It is from the love. If you are allowing and tuning into the heart space and you are coming from love, guess what comes? Love. So from this very simplified form, you do not have to be so concerned about what it sounds like. And the more you just let yourself get out of the way and let the love flow. You trust the love. You trust that it is of love and that it is healing for those that are in circuitry with it, you see. And so you have to keep in mind that not all is for all. And this goes through all these strains of all of creation. DiYeena is not for all, you see. So everything is for particular souls at particular points on their journey, you see, including the language of light and including specific languages of light through different channels, different beings, you see. But there are so many versions of light language that comes in different forms that it is not to be limited to simply what you are toning through your mouth, for example, you see. It is really any aspect of creation that is coming through the cosmos into a specific, more dense vibration of form, you see, that can be used to both create and transform, you see. It is part of the creative process. So that is the point of the light language, is to move form, to shift form into another form. So this is why we say that the light language is healing, you see, because it is shifting from one form to another form, you see. It is all through the intent of love. So when you are in this flow, in this intent, all can be created and all can be healed, you see. And this is why so many of you find it so powerful to hear the light language, you see. And so this is all the ways that we can play. To play in the worlds, you see. And we are going to share a little bit, you see, from our own a little bit of the Pleiades, you see. We like to, and this is more like the TikTok, you see. It's like the TikTok language a little bit that some of you maybe are familiar with, but it is not so much the like angelic versions that you hear sometimes. It is more the TikTok, you see. So if you'd like to just get into the heart space and meet me in the heart, we give you a little bit of an activation for... we feel into really the brokenness of humanity in the heart, for the broken heart energetic, you see. For anyone who has felt the broken heart or has experienced another of a heartbreak, you see. And this can look in so many forms, whether it is from relationships or whether it is from loved ones passing or from grief in other ways, you see, and or from just unresolved grief, you see. So this is really helping in the heart space around the grief and the loss and the sadness, which can come in from so many different ways. But there is also a collective grief and sadness, you see, that is requiring some support in really lifting, you see, to be able to move into the ascension, you see. So this is part of the ascension process. So as we sit here into the heart space, we encourage you to tap into the collective energetic of grief, sadness, and loss in the heart space. And as you are, even if this is not your direct experience, use this as an opportunity to help to lift the ascension of all of humanity. You see, imagine yourself pulling up any of the grief and the sadness and the loss energetics and allow it to move through and feel it getting lighter in vibration, in color, in sound. And imagine it rising up through the form, you see, and taking a new form, you see. So this is what we are going to assist with here in the light language, you see. So we take a deep breath and we just close our eyes and we listen here to the sounds, you see, and to the frequencies. And you feel it in the heart. And you feel it rising. And if this activates any sign of emotion, you let it flow. You let it flow. Very good. We love you all so very dearly, and we bring this to you for the healing of your planet in this very, very special and sacred time. And we will hold this frequency. So the more you can just be in the silence of this energy and allow it to move and to move into new form, you see. And you are helping in the activation and the upliftment of all of creation and all of the beings on this planet who are really ready to help in the ascension. We are so grateful for all of you here who are helping in this ascension process. You are all doing such beautiful work. And it is happening. It is happening. Every day, more and more. And you trust that. You trust that it is happening. And even on the days it does not look like it is happening or feel like it is happening, it is. Blessings. I trust that message was exactly what you needed to hear today. And if you liked it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and we can't wait to see you next time. We love you all so much. It's such a joy to be a part of this community, and we'll see you soon. Blessings.